Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Thank you for joining us. The first installment of this program for this week. Morning Spring is the program. This is where we talk about everything important in Nigeria. In as much as about public importance, this is where the conversation happens. Femi Ojo is my name, and I'm an excited person this morning, an excited Nigerian, and I'm sure many Nigerians are excited, especially with what the ladies did over the weekend. But then I think I have another excited Nigerian here with me, Nigerian Daniel. Good morning.
Absolutely. Good morning, Femi.
Yeah. How do you feel this morning?
Great.
Nigerian.
Feels great to be alive. Feels great to be a Nigerian. I mean, congratulations to the Super Falcons. I mean, for their victory over the weekend, winning the Women African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
Coming from behind to beat Morocco from 2-0 down to win 3-2.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a wonderful performance. Congratulations once again to Nigeria's Super Falcons for their victory over the weekend. And good morning to you. Good morning to you, our distinguished viewers all over the world. Thank you once again for joining us on Morning Spring. This is Western Spring Television. Emeka Daniel is my name. We do this every weekday, bringing you the best of news, breaking news, analysis, starting with the newspaper headlines. Then, of course, we dive into critical conversations with stakeholders. Conversations that shape our nation. We look at the problems and we also try to proffer solutions. And that's exactly what we will be doing here this morning. It's a new week, a brand new day, a brand new week, and a fresh start. It's a cool morning. I think it's drizzling. It was drizzling when I came in, so it's quite cool here. And I hope it's also cool from wherever you're watching from.
Right.
Thank you once again for joining us.
And, you know, one can't just but keep praising those ladies.
Absolutely.
The champions. You know, this is where you sing, Campione, Campione, ole, ole, ole. You know, because this is a rampant Super Falcon, a consistent Super Falcons, record extending, actually, not just breaking, extending. If a competition has been held 13 times, and a team has won it 10 times, then that's consistency. I think it should just be renamed Super Falcons African Cup of Nations, actually, because it's everybody thought it was against the run of play when the Moroccans were leading 2-0. How come? In the first half, in fact, a particular media outlet went to town to print Super Falcons defeated 2-0.
Really?
I'm telling you, VON for that matter. Voice of Nigeria.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my first ever radio station.
Well,
I did an internship there at some point.
And I think they have been getting the sticks now to say, how could you do that? It was just the first half. And you went to town to, you know, to put up and publish 2 Super Falcons defeated 2-0.
Maybe that person who published that made a bet, placed a bet against.
Then the person would have allowed the match
the Super Falcons
to finish 2-0, and the ladies came back and won 3-2 at the 88th minute. That's when the third goal happened, and everywhere, you know, was chorus. Trust Nigerians, even in the town, right there at the Olympic Stadium, people knew that Nigerians were here.
Absolutely.
Actually, you know, we never keep quiet.
Absolutely.
Now, not on a, you know, on a night like that. You know, it's one of those things. And the president has called them. He called them. They spoke, and he said he's expecting them.
He's proud of them.
These are champions. He's going to host them. That's a presidential hosting right there. And today they are expected in Abuja to be back. And I dare say, congratulations to the ladies. You know, maybe this is the time that is right to say what a man can do, a woman can do better. The guys have only won 3 AFCONs.
But some will say what a man can do. Why should a woman bother?
Well, these particular women have
done
bothered.
well, yes.
And while the guys have only won it 3 times, the AFCON, 1980, 1994, 2013, the ladies have won it 10 times. For a competition that started in 1998. In 2025, they have won it 10 times. So this morning, big kundus.
Yeah. I think they deserve to be handsomely rewarded as well. They should be
rewarded.
Yeah.
Because they are ladies now.
they should be rewarded.
They deserve it.
They do deserve it. They deserve
so this is not the time. Today is a Women's Day. Yeah. So for all the ladies, and I'm sure somebody upstairs is excited right now. To all the ladies of our studios, whatever. If you see me, just ask me what you want. this morning.
Yeah.
If you see me today, if you see me, ask me what you want. Hold on. Apart from spiritual and financial issues. If it's spiritual, see your pastor. If it's financial, see your banker. But any other thing, because the ladies have done us proud. And I think you know why I'm flogging this, because it's not every day we talk about gloom and doom and APC and their problems.
Absolutely.
This is a good news that the ladies have brought
celebrate
us.
them.
If they are disappointed, tongues will be wagging right now. Controversy, you will have been seeing formations, coaches from all over the place. I didn't be the loss yesterday. Oh, Okoronko should have been removed. Ajibade should have played better. This person should have done it. But then for the Maduagu-led side, they have done well. So
and just imagine the pressure on them when they were 2-0 down. Just imagine the pressure.
Even at home. Do you know how some Nigerians think? We said it. These guys. Some people even take it to Tunubu and say, I don't need Tunubu's time. Nobody will win anything. But then it's the Super Falcons day right now, and they are really done well. But then beyond all of that, there's still the issue of governance, politics,
and talking about
that won't go away even as we approach 2027, and in Osun State 2026.
Absolutely. I'm talking about politics and governance, and something happened, something significant in Lagos. The outgoing Bariga Local Council Development Area Chairman, Kade David, he renamed a particular landmark, very popular bus stop in Lagos, Charlie Boy, named after Charles Soputa, popularly called Charlie Boy. That's the son of former Supreme Court Justice Chukwudifo Puta. So Charlie Boy happens to be a very popular, iconic landmark in Lagos. So this council chairman renamed it after Olamide Bado, Olamide Bado, saying the bus stop will now be known as Bado bus stop. And a lot of people have kicked against it. Personally, I have nothing against Olamide. He's a Bariga boy. He grew up in Bariga. I grew up in the area, so I have nothing against him.
He's a good ambassador.
A good ambassador. But there are several other bus stops you could have renamed. Charlie Boy bus stop happens to be a very iconic bus. I mean, I grew up there. So, I mean, it's something we grew up seeing Charlie Boy bus stop. The building where his house, his former house, now, hosting Access Bank of Nigeria. I mean, everyone knew that place, just a landmark. So if you want to rename, so some people have said, why do you have to be petty? Or why do you have to be vindictive at this time? There are several other bus stops you could have renamed after Olamide, and nobody would say anything. Why choose to rename this one? And that Charlie Boy bus stop wasn't named by politicians. It was named by the people. So it's a legacy. Charlie Boy is known as area father, very popular. Back then you see his bike on the house and all that. But now, according to the council chairman, it will no longer be Charlie Boy bus stop, but Bado bus stop. And even the show has actually kicked against that as well, saying it's not proper. Why do you have to do that? And a lot of people have been talking about it.
Politicians sometimes, they go through whatever they want to go through, see a lacuna sometimes that is negligible, because he said it was a people-named street, actually. So there is a way they can say, okay, it wasn't official. Now is the time that it will be official. And politicians, they can be that petty just because they have something to rely on. The way they flip our constitutions and just penetrate to look for something, and when you come out there, they tell you it's there. And those things might be negligible. There's a popular person. This is popular street named after a very popular person, controversial, by the way. But then many persons might not want to, disconnect it from the position that the area father took at the last election. Because people knew his position. He was an OB person, and he was not really somebody kindly given to the idea of electing some of those Lagos guys that are there. And so if that is the way you now feel, it should be renamed. Apart from that already, the issue of Taisholari, institution renamed after Obasikiro Awujale that passed, is giving so many people some kind of, disturbance to say Taisholari was
that's a great man. Yeah, exactly.
A great man. So many things to so many people, controversial in some stance, hardline person who stood for something. Absolutely. At least either you like it or not.
Disciplinarian,
And that institution was named after him. only for the same institution to now be renamed Obasikiru Adetono. Why? There are many institutions.
My point exactly.
Does that mean the Tai Sholari legacy and,
you want to discard
being immortalized is over? Because, he has done enough. That's all. And these are the things that politicians do. In Ijebu land, in Ogun State, there are many monuments.
Absolutely.
And if actually there is none, create one in his honor. It's as simple as that. Now, when you take away the Tai Sholari, do you know who is a Tai Sholari or who was a Tai Sholari? And that is what we are seeing when politicians just go about.
Yeah.
And do whatever they think they want
by
to
all
do.
means, by all means, Tai Sholari was, in fact, more famous than Sikiru Adetono or Obasikiru. By all means, no matter how you want to look at it. We are talking about Tai Sholari here. So they could have actually named another institution after him. But again, when politicians make decisions, they should think of the repercussions first, the implications, not just to satisfy your own, selfish interests, not just to be vindictive. Probably the person felt, well, he doesn't really like Tai Sholari, so what's his name doing there? Let's replace it. But again, let's think of the legacies you are trying to erase. Does it really make any sense? You're trying to erase a legacy that has stood for decades. I think we should think in that direction.
Needless controversies.
Absolutely.
There. We take a quick break right now. When we return, we will let you into what the front pages of different dailies look like. Stay with us. All right, let's start the headline segment from the front page of the Punch for today, punching it into your view right now. Fuel war brews as Dangote presses Tinubu to ban imports. Fuel war brews as Dangote presses Tinubu to ban import with Rider, Ipman, Petron push back, warn against monopoly. Dangote insists on Nigeria first policy. Interesting take here, And away from that, APC defends Utwada amidst fierce opposition over INEC tie. APC defends Utwada amidst fierce opposition over INEC ties. There is a reason why a party chairman will have, no matter how little, a connection with an independent body, the umpire, for electing officials in which the same party always have candidates and will field candidates. That is worth being looked into.
Absolutely.
And there are many persons, eminent persons in the APC. The moment somebody have an affiliation, if it's by virtue of marriage, virtue of family, virtue of profession, or some persons there, is it not better that we just allow the person, please, we'll give you something else, or some position somewhere. Let's have people without ties, so that everybody will walk tall.
Yeah, those who are neutral.
Why are we always here?
And now he has declared that 2027 is a done deal for APC. So definitely people will raise eyebrows.
The ruling party, of course. It's as easy as that. All right, because I remember, even till now, in our growing years, some of those promo that those companies, either these bottling companies, all of those things, they will tell you family members of those working there are not eligible.
Yeah,
it's as easy. Now, this is a family member. Some of them are not have even seen before. But the moment you are connected, so that somebody will not say, oh, because he works there, there's an information. They should. I think it's even good for every party, everybody, so that whatever victory you have, you can stand tall and say, we worked for it. Not because I have an affiliation with somebody. The issue is sometimes Nigerians will explain this away and say, is that a problem? Does that affect anything? Can't it be professional? No, there is a reason why it's called Independent National Electoral Commission. And here we are. Again, stays on high alert as Adamawa flood death toll rises. Again, and again. That will be all from the Punch.
And from the front page of the Punch newspaper, we'll move to the front page of This Day newspaper this morning. On this day, Man to FG released nominal GDP expansion of 18.3%, not evidence of economic progress. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to federal government rebased nominal GDP expansion of 18.3%, not evidence of economic progress. there have been some arguments concerning the GDP. Even the ADC has said Nigerians will not eat the GDP. So whether you like, tinker it, make it look good, rebase it, make the figures look good, but Nigerians will not eat the GDP. And MAN, that's the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, saying the same thing now. And with riders, insists GDP expansion without industrial growth hollows statistics. GDP expansion without industrial growth follows statistics. And below that, NECA, rebased data brings transparency, aligns with international standards. Of course, they're trying to justify that. You see that story on page 5 of this day newspaper this morning. Still on the front page of this day, Dangote, Tinubu is a listening president. His policies reviving private sector. Dangote, Tinubu is a listening president. His policies reviving private sector. With a rider, game-changing 4,000 CNG trucks arrive in Lagos, set for August 15 rollout. Quite impressive. You'll recall that Dangote acquired 4,000 CNG trucks, that's compressed natural gas trucks, for his business for fuel distribution. And we understand they've arrived in Lagos and set for rollout August 15. So congratulations to him, and of course to Nigerians. If it will reduce the price of fuel, whatever is good for Nigerians is good for everyone. Moving to the top strip of this day newspaper this morning. ADC laments APC's fiscal vandalism. Demands full audit of loans in last 10 years. ADC laments APC's fiscal vandalism, demands full audit of loans in 10 years. Below that, we have some riders. Says National Assembly now rubber stamp. Oh, some Nigerians will say they didn't suddenly become a rubber stamp.
When did they find that?
Absolutely. And besides that, we have another rider. Insists Tinubu mortgaging Nigeria's future with incessant borrowing. Quite interesting, serious allegations right there. And below that, President celebrates victorious Super Falcons. Says he's waiting to receive trophy at the Villa. President celebrates victorious Super Falcons. Says he's waiting to receive trophy at the Villa. You find a story on page 8. And moving towards the bottom strip of this day newspaper this morning, right there at the insert of the picture, inauguration of the new NDIC management. Jerry Ghana, there are plans to woo Peter Obi back to PDP ahead 2027 general poll. Jerry Ghana, there are plans to woo Peter Obi back to PDP ahead 2027 general poll. If you recall, I said it right here on this program that this is actually the window for PDP, the best time for them to woo someone like Peter Obi since Atiku, when Atiku resigned and, Labour Party are having their crisis, Abure is saying they don't want to be and all that. So I was like, why not just, call Obi and say, brother, let's give you our ticket. It will make a lot of sense. Yeah. And now Jerry Ghana is saying, Professor Jerry Ghana is saying they're actually in talks with Peter Obi to bring him back to the PDP. So let's see how that goes. Nice idea. Yeah. Well, that'll be all from the front page of this day newspaper this morning.
All right, from the front page of this day, let's look at the Guardian. The Guardian today, quite busy front page. The refineries at Jokuta still fail revival efforts despite 6.5 trillion spent in 10 years. Refineries at Jokuta still fail revival efforts despite 6.5 trillion spent in 10 years. And that's quite some project there at Jokuta in Kogi State. The steel company, it is like a dead, possibly if it was in the day of the prophets, they would have prophesied and let the dry bones to come back together and then leave again. But then billions, since the days of, President Obasanjo, until now, nothing is working there. and the refineries as well, with all the promises and turnaround maintenance and all the kind of oil sector jargons that we've heard. Here we are. And you see some statistics there. Let's take you through. NNPC refinery term, turnaround maintenance. I guess that's what term is, and debt. All right. Yeah, turnaround maintenance, that's term. NNPC refinery term and debt. So take a look. A maintenance cost unverified. Now, National Assembly, $25 billion from 2013 to 2023. That's 10 years. 2013 to 2023. And specific contract, 2020, $50 million. Contract was awarded, to turn around Port Harcourt by Mayor Technimont. And current repairs, Port Harcourt, $1.5 billion. Warri and Kaduna, $1.4 billion. All right. And debt, 2023 NNPC audit report, you have total 4.5 trillion naira. Port Harcourt gulping 1.9 trillion naira. That's plus 135% from 806 billion naira in 2022. Kaduna 1.3 trillion naira. Warri 1.1 trillion naira. These huge sum of money we are mentioning here. And operational cost from 2021 to 2024. Operational cost annual 68 billion naira. Operational cost for a refinery that has been producing next to nothing. It has taken 68 billion naira to put it in operation, whatever operation means here. Now total 272 billion naira. And staff in 2021 in Kaduna they have 660 staff. That's in 2021. Port Harcourt 506, Warri 437, at least at the last count in 2021. 660 plus 506, that's about 1,011 or thereabout. And these are the issues. Less than 1,700 staff members. If we put it together, I hope my math is not that rusty.
Okay, you're adding everything.
Yeah, the staff members that are here. Okay. They have been listed at 2021, 660 plus 437, that's less than 1,100. Let's just put it, less than 1,700 staff members. They are the ones that have been in, maintaining these and operating it with 68 billion naira every year, annually. And you can see the result. Here we are, a detail, about an NNPC refinery.
Quite unfortunate.
Turnaround maintenance and debt since 2013. Here we are. Interesting one now. Now, you have this 1.4 trillion naira spent on moribund Ajaokuta steel in 10 years. So, as far as, the refinery is concerned, $25 billion in 10 years. Ajaokuta 1.4 trillion naira. Nothing. Zero.
People should be in jail, Femi. The refinery is not working. If you add this should be given about 1,603 staff being paid. Staff members. Yeah, being paid.
Maintained. The thing is, you will have people in this particular place getting promotion, actually. And some might have even retired. Well, it's a lot of conversation. Yeah, that's your country.
Look at the humongous amount.
Yeah, $25 billion in 10 years for producing nothing.
Total of 272 billion naira.
Yeah.
And nothing to show for it.
1.4 trillion naira spent on Ajaokuta with zero cement, zero steel produced in that particular place. All right. Now, away from that, will Nigeria annex or squander its youth dividend? As an editorial piece on the editorial page 12. Will Nigeria harness or squander its youth dividend? That's a question. An international day. Nigeria's hepatitis war falters amid low testing, high treatment cost, ignorance about hepatitis can be a killer, but then it can also be maintained as well.
Absolutely.
But then the cost of maintenance.
Yeah. And there's a vaccine for it, actually, so it's quite avoidable as well.
Right. Away from that, NMA suspend plan strike gives federal government fresh 21-day ultimatum. NMA suspends plan strike gives the federal government fresh 21-day ultimatum. We hope that wouldn't lapse again or remain 2 days, and then everybody is scampering again because we are used to that. And away from that, 2026, Atiku vows to deliver Ekiti governorship to ADC. 2026, Atiku vows to deliver Ekiti governorship to ADC. What a promise there. Many persons want to say, how will it do
Atiku in Ekiti.
Yeah. Well, is he domiciled in Ekiti?
That's what I'm thinking,
there,
yeah.
You know, but then politicians have their way. Now, Falana condemns the renaming of Lagos streets. Renaming of Lagos streets. And, you know, we talked about that earlier. 5 dead, 55 injured as flood ravages Adamawa settlement. 5 dead, 55 injured as flood ravages Adamawa settlement. These are the issues. Whenever these advisory come out, how do state governments go about it? What do they do about it? We've had so many, even as recent as last week, NIMET turning out these things to say these are flood-prone areas. Then nobody is saying anything.
No, but the authorities just wait first. Let's see what will happen. I guess that's what they do. Let's see how many people will die first.
Well,
okay, let's see what will happen.
Bottom Street, court nullifies NYC Skirt Ban, declares decision on constitutional breach of rights. You know, when I saw this yesterday, I feel, you know, human right is human right, right of expression. I think there should be a right to dress the way you want, in as much it wouldn't constitute a breach of right to another person. You can do all of those things. But now, the people that want to wear skirts, for whatever reason, that religious reasons, yeah, but the thing is, how well can you do?
Yeah,
especially when you're on camp.
See, Femi, sometimes I think
especially when you're on camp.
Yeah, sometimes we take religion too far here, and that's my opinion. Yeah,
freedom of expression.
No, it doesn't matter, because when you're in camp in NYC, you engage in a lot of activities.
Yeah, exactly.
How can you, as a lady, be putting on a skirt? You raising your legs, you're climbing trees, all forms of activities. So. Yeah. A skirt is not suited for that purpose. There's a reason why they ask you to wear trousers, wear a pair of trousers. So I don't see why we should, be sentimental about it.
The court, for whatever reasons, the proponent of that particular prayer they have been granted that. I think there was an issue at some point too with hijab. You actually is part of the uniform. Well, that's why we have the court to link to all of these things. Personal view aside, just like you said, it will always possibly not be easy for you to be running. When those exercises, you are crawling on the ground, you are being drilled for, agility and all of those things. And you have to climb the ropes, you have to run, be part of, except you just want to go to the camp and sit down somewhere, and fold your big skirt within your laps, whatever that is.
And skirts can be abused. Before you start seeing mini skirts, they just say skirts now. The court said skirts. No specification.
No, the thing is, in as much this has been given, the skirt will still be given by the NYC. You can't go to the market and sew your skirt.
Yes, now by the time, Femi, I know what I'm talking about. By the time the NYC issues skirts, someone will just wear their own. And when you challenge them, they say, no, it's my stature. There's nothing I can do. You see, my body is pulling the whole thing up. I know what I'm saying.
Well, we'll have to wait.
They should specify.
We'll have to wait.
They should specify. You wear very long skirts that will get to your ankle.
My Lord has spoken on the matter. Now, ADC demands audit of Tinubu's 200 trillion naira debt trajectory, slams fiscal record, and seek permission to appoint, that's another story now, seek permission to appoint 8 supervisors, Sanwo-Olu tells new local government chairman. To seek permission to appoint 8 and supervisors, Sanwo-Olu tells new local government chairman. The state governor have the right to tell a local government chairman.
They should be autonomous. They should be. That's the argument. They should be autonomous.
It's more like tell us before you take steps. How? Why? They are voted for by the people, the same way the governors are voted for. Well, if it's advisory or, advice, yeah, that's good. But seeking permission.
If there is boys, it's an order. You don't do this.
2023 polls, court dismisses annex prayer against prosecuting electoral offenders. Interesting. That'll be all from the Guardian.
And from the Guardian, we move to the front page of Daily Trust newspaper. On the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, electricity supply worsens despite high tariffs. Electricity supply worsens despite high tariffs, with a rider. Problems being resolved that's attributed to the minister's spokesman. You find a story on page 18, I guess. So talking about worsening electricity despite high tariffs. It's quite unfortunate. Even the opposition, the coalition, they raise it. One of the points they raise is that, I mean, since Tinubu came in, despite all the promises that electricity tariffs have increased by 240%, yet the supply has worsened. Many Nigerians are living, according to them, without electricity up to 90 million. I mean, quite unfortunate. Tariffs have gone up, yet the people are not getting electricity supply, and that's quite unfortunate. Moving on to other stories on the front page of Daily Trust newspaper this morning. 5 die, over 50 injured in Adamawa flood. 5 die, over 50 injured in Adamawa flood. This is quite disastrous. I mean, I saw some of the pictures and very terrible pictures of the flood. You can still see that in the inset. This is not looking good at all. 5 people are dead already and 50 are injured. I hope they do something about it. That's talking about the emergency management agencies now. And like you said, Femi, we should be proactive about this.
Yes, we should.
We should be proactive. Not every time there are warnings. Yes, we just wait. And I keep asking, are they really waiting to see how many people will die? That's the question. Quite unfortunate. Our leaders and the agencies involved in charge should take responsibility and be proactive.
And people should be prosecuted. I don't know, because there is a reason why God has given us brains and senses. It's not everything that is spiritual here in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
No, there's a reason for science and technology.
Absolutely.
And it is meant for people to have, to make their life easy. There are things you can forecast, you can prepare for. Now, when these advisory are given, the issue is, who do you even hold responsible? We have Ministry of Environment domiciled in every state, even local government, even at the federal level. Ministry of Land and whatever, Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Disaster and whatever
disaster
management. Called, disaster
you'll be surprised if you go there, they are doing nothing.
What exactly is happening?
But if you go to those places,
people will still die.
Yeah, if you go there, most of them are doing nothing.
And you expect some of them are even doing the same thing. Ministry of Water Resources and whatever, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Disaster and whatever, Ministry of Internal Affairs, what are they exactly doing? This advisory will come out and people will still die. Now it's Plateau. It was Niger. It's Plateau. Where will be next? I mean, Adamawa. That's the issue. Sometimes you are just angry and people will still wake up this morning, go to work.
Absolutely.
Come back. Protest if their salaries are not paid. How about the House of Assemblies there? Although many of them, and I'm not even, going to mind what, they are just like appendages of the executive in many places.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it is. How about the governor himself? 5 people have died now. So what happened? Wait, between now and tomorrow, you will see that this issue will be politicized. And now that you'll be waiting who has come to greet, who has not come to greet. Does this person come? Has this person not come? People are dying. Families are crying. And now when the disaster even happens, how do we even, ameliorate the suffering of those people? You will see people that are given aids by donors. Those things will still find it not to be sold to the market.
Yeah, that's
these are the issue. The issue of corruption in Nigeria, right?
Everything
you don't even know where you start it from.
Yeah.
Where do you even start it?
Everything boils down from corruption. We should start from the leaders. Once leaders are made to be accountable, when leaders start going to jail,
what did you do with the advisory that you are given? Now people have died. No prosecution. Ring, wash, rinse, repeat.
Until we start prosecuting our leaders, until our leaders start going to jail, nothing will change.
The big question is, who will do that? Who will start it?
Maybe
who will enforce it?
When we get there, we should. We have to. Since the current leaders have not taken it serious. Someone said you can't really accuse Tinubu of ever pledging to fight corruption. So let's leave him alone. Quite unfortunate. That's on the light note anyway. Away from that, I'm still on the front page of Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Python, other animals found in ex-AGF's home, evacuated to Kano Zoo. Python, other animals found in ex-AGF's home, evacuated to Kano Zoo. I'm trying seriously not to laugh.
That's not a big deal. Was he wearing python?
In someone's home?
Well,
now you have to evacuate to the zoo.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, but my point is, he was actually living in a zoo.
I don't know. Maybe it's his country home, and you know.
Yeah, the home became a zoo, but they now had to, you know, evacuate the animals to a proper zoo.
Well, it's good to know that nobody has been harmed.
Absolutely. You know, some people just love. Anyways, away from that, still on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. World Hepatitis Day. Patients decry funding challenge, job losses. World Hepatitis Day. Patients decry funding challenge, job losses. You find a story on page 7 talking about World Hepatitis Day. Moving to the bottom strip, bandits killed many captives in Zamfara. That's coming from survivors. Bandits killed many captives in Zamfara, according to survivors. You find a story on page 10. Yeah. Femi, when I saw that report, I think it was yesterday or so, quite a number of them. One particular report, they said about 35 people were slaughtered. Now, these were people who were kidnapped. Then simply because the bandits were not paid ransom, they started slaughtering them. About 35 of them, as at the time of that report, slaughtered. This is Nigeria, in a sovereign state. Innocent Nigerians being slaughtered by bandits. And what are we doing about it? You know, sometimes it's as if we've talked about this over and over again. And when we just see it, just looks like numbers, just like statistics. But these are human beings in Nigeria, in a sovereign state. And our leaders are just silent because it's not affecting them directly. This is quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate for those who lost their lives in that Zamfara incident right there. Moving on to other stories at the bottom strip of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Tinubu holds Super Falcons today after trophy parade. Tinubu holds Super Falcons today after trophy parade. You find the story on page 21. Niger boat mishap, 15 bodies recovered, 3 missing. You find that on page 6. And finally, from the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Constitution review. Northwest demands 8 additional states. Constitution review. Northwest demands 8 additional states. So far, I guess about 46 or so thereabouts propositions have been submitted for creation of new states, but they still have a long way to go. I mean, there's still a long way to go before a new state can be created. But many Nigerians will argue all these regions, clamoring for creation of new states. For so long, the Southeast has had only 5 states, and they are not even proposing for so many states. They are not agitating for the creation of so many new states like the North, who have enough states already. Some people will say Southeast has been, the least represented with 5 states only. Southeast remains the only region in Nigeria with only 5 states. Others have 6, 7. And now I think it's just proper for the sake of equity and fairness for them to get, additional states for equal representation. So let's see what the Constitutional Review Committee will do about all that. And that'll be all from the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And that also brings us to a conclusion of the newspaper review segment. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll look into critical matters. Please stay with us.